Hey guys, it's LukeMan97. Welcome back to another video. I know this isn't officially a World of Warships Blitz video because we're not in the game, but today we're going to be looking at the update 6.1 to the game and what's been added in the patch notes. So I don't think we'll be going in the game, but we'll be looking here at the patch notes. And I'm sorry I wasn't able to get the BeamNG video out to you guys today. I didn't have time really to record it. I'll try for next week. But yeah, today we're going to have the Friedrich der Galsen review, the Bismarck review, and this update video. So in the update 6.1, first of all, they're adding personal challenges, which I'm not so sure yet what these are, because it says expansive chain missions tied to each nation and separated by ship type. So it says they're basically like missions, I think, for each nation, like a chain of ships. I really don't know. Score and damage. It should be noted the personal challenges will not be. So I don't know if it's like a new way of battling, like a battle mode, or if it's like a challenge you do, like the career mode, which I never play. But yeah, I don't really know too much about that yet because I haven't seen it in game either. And they're adding two new medals, the Fireproof medal, which is where if you receive damage caused by fire that exceeds 40% of your ship's health pool and survive the battle, you get Fireproof. And the other one's the Close Quarters export, where if you destroy an enemy with secondary guns, then you get that. Obviously, the new titles you get are connected to the medals. You get Unburnable and Brawler. I don't know how easy Unburnable is going to be to obtain as far as the Fireproof medals. It's a really cool sounding title. I haven't checked yet to see if the Fireproof medal is like the green color, the blue color, or the purple color. We'll have to see, and that'll depend on how hard it'll be to get. The Close Quarters Expert, that one shouldn't be too hard because destroying people with secondaries happens all the time. So I should be able to get Brawler. Anyways, they're adding a new Soviet tech tree of aircraft carriers. It's only in early access right now, so you can't start grinding it yet. There's probably going to be some sort of, like, maybe event shop. Maybe the Blitz Pass will have some of them in it. And maybe they'll have, like, a crate, too, for them. I don't know. We'll have to see. But we're getting the a tier 4, a tier 6, a tier 8, and a tier 10. So it's kind of like the German carrier line where it skips a tier. So no tier 5, 7, or 9. So the trade-offs are basically you get to skip like 4 tiers, but you in exchange you have to pay more XP for the ships, which is pretty crazy because I think the German tier 10 carrier Manfred von Richthofen, that thing costs like 620,000 XP, which is crazy. Like no tier 10 ship I've ever seen before costs that much. Anyways, enough of my rambling. They're adding some new premium ships, the German tier 6 cruiser Leipzig, or Leipzig, I don't know how to pronounce it, Leipzig. Anyways, this was actually in real life. This was the sister ship of the Nuremberg and the lead ship of the class, which in the game for some reason it says in the Nuremberg statistics it says Nuremberg class. I think in reality it should say Leipzig class because there were two. I think there were two of these cruisers, the Leipzig and the Nuremberg in real life, and the Leipzig was the lead ship, and then the Nuremberg came next. So we already have the Nuremberg and the Admiral Makarov in the game, which is a Soviet version of the Nuremberg. But so we're getting basically a new Nuremberg at tier 6, which will be interesting. So I hope it being a tier 6, it'll be fairly easy to get, which that would be nice. The Japanese tier 6 cruiser Tokachi, which was apparently a project to re-equip a Furutaka class cruiser with basically 6 Atlanta type dual purpose dual turrets. So that's a little bit interesting to put a tier 5 Furutaka and tier 7, but I guess if you upgrade the armament, maybe it would work. I don't know. We'll have to see. Hopefully they upgrade the torpedoes too, because the Furutaka only has 2 triple launchers, which is fairly underwhelming for a tier 7 Japanese cruiser, because if you think about it, the Japanese tier 7 cruiser, well, it's a heavy cruiser, the Miyoko, has 4 triple launchers, so yeah, I hope they upgrade the torpedoes as well. They're adding a new German Tier 8 premium destroyer, the Z-35, lead ship in a series of, yeah, I'll let you guys figure that out. It was basically like a Z-23/Z-39 class thing, so it's going to be probably similar to the Z-39, which is at Tier 7. They're adding the Soviet Tier 8 battleship Borodino, which was a small battleship project apparently, so I feel like this thing's kind of going to be like the Admiral Graf Spee. We'll have to see how it is, but it says small battleship, although the Admiral Graf Spee is it's said to be a cruiser in the game, is what I'm trying to say. It's categorized, the Admiral Graf Spee is categorized as a cruiser, whereas this thing's going to be categorized as a battleship, so, yeah. The British Tier 8 aircraft carrier Black Implacable, that's just a black tech tree ship, basically. We're getting a new European Tier 10 destroyer, the Ragnar. We're getting a new German Tier 10 battleship, the Mecklenburg, at Tier 10 Premium, which this thing has 16 12-inch guns, or 305mm, and quadruple turrets. So I don't know what kind of hull this is going to be on. It could be a Grosse Kurfürst hull. We'll have to see what they do with it, but obviously I won't be getting this thing because I don't spend money on the game. But yeah, it's interesting because I know the Kurfürst has 8 big 18-inch guns, and this is going to have more guns but less size with 16-12. So yeah, we'll have to see which is going to be a thing. Sorry about that notification. And then we're also getting a Black Zhao, which I'm interested to see because, yeah, the Zhao is pretty OP of a cruiser. Getting some unique camouflages for these new premium ships. So we're getting the Mecklenburg's Lord of the Seas camouflage. You can kind of see what the Mecklenburg looks like there with its quad turrets. 12-inch guns are honestly kind of small for Tier 10, but I guess you get a lot of them, and that's how they rationalize it. So yeah, it looks like kind of a big, long ship, so maybe it's going to be on a Kurfürst hull, I don't know. Obviously, you get the Iron Cross for the Z-35, that's a very standard camouflage for all the German destroyers. They tend to use those Iron Cross ones a lot. Getting the Borodino's Glorious Fortress camouflage, which that's a good look at the Borodino there. Looks like it has 2 triple turrets forward, or no, actually, I'm seeing 3 guns, but only 2 gun slots, which is weird. So either 2 doubles or 2 triples forward. I don't know, it's kind of hard to see here. Getting the Ragnar's Dragon Ship camo, the Tokachi's Dawn Harmony, kind of looks Japanese. Yeah, you can see it's kind of a Furutaka in Tier 10. That's kind of interesting. I mean, Tier 7, sorry. Can't really see the torpedoes very well. We'll have to see how that is. There's the Leipzig. So basically, you can see the Nuremberg's guns there, the two triple launchers of torpedoes on each side. So yeah, basically just a Nuremberg. We're getting a Soviet Epic Commander, a German Epic Commander, and a Japanese Epic Commander, which if you guys don't know, Epic Commander is like, it's not as good as a Legendary Commander, but it's not as bad as a regular commander. So you get like 2 legendary skills, I think, for them. So we can use gold to check in for our login if we miss a day. Additional information will be added to Blitz challenges. Oh yeah. Pan-Asian. So they're just buffing the Saint Zhang's torpedo bomber model, which was not right before. And they're buffing the Jinan's gun model, which was also not right. We're getting new legendary equipment on the Z-52, which is the German Tier 10, not the gunboat line destroyer. Get worse reload time on the torpedoes, but better torpedo speed. Or no, we're actually lowering the reload time on the torpedoes, so that's good. Getting better torpedo speed, but losing some of the damage. Which honestly, I don't know which is better to have more damage. I guess reloading is somewhat better because you just throw a lot of torpedoes downrange to hope some of them hit. But I don't know, it's up to you which one you think is more useful. But these are legendary modules, keep in mind, so this isn't buffs to the ship itself. On the Kleber, we're getting better traverse acceleration, main battery traverse speed, and torpedo tube traverse speed, which that's kind of a win-win because nothing gets reduced that you don't want. So that's another legendary module. The last legendary module, English, is the Venezia, the Tier 10 Italian cruiser. We're getting a lot better traverse acceleration and losing some of the surface detection. So, or no, actually on the Kleber, I said that wrong. It's not a win-win because you do lose some of the torpedo tube traverse speed. And on the Venezia, we're losing some of the surface detection. But that much traverse acceleration is actually pretty good as far as compared to the losing the surface detection. I mean, it's a cruiser. You don't have the best surface detection in the first place, so it's not the biggest deal to lose some. As far as ship balancing, so these are the buffs to the ships themselves. We're getting half a second better reload, both on the Johann de Witt and the Howden Liu, as well as reducing the main battery dispersion. So those are those two top-tier Holland cruisers. Do I speak English? Okay. And on the American Tier 9 Premium Destroyer, which is basically a Fletcher, the black, we're getting reduced torpedo tube reload time and better chance of flooding, so making the black better. On the Heisen, they're reducing the reload by 1 second. Honestly, that's kind of insignificant to me because, well, number one, I don't have the Heisen, obviously. And number two, I haven't seen anyone with the Heisen, really, in the North American server, at least in the battles I've been in. It's been really hard to find a Heisen, so yeah. On all the British battleships from Tier 6 up, even the premiums, they have increased the small caliber AA damage, which for me as a partial carrier player is kind of annoying because just yesterday I was playing against a King George V in my Tier 7 US carrier, the Ranger, and even then he was shooting down my planes a lot with his AA, so I can't imagine what it's going to be like now. But anyways, the Queen Elizabeth, the Warspite, the Repulse, the King George V, so the Queen Elizabeth, Warspite, and Repulse are all getting small caliber AA damage increases. The Repulse, honestly, isn't getting an increase by too much, or the Warspite for that matter. King George V is getting its reload reduced by half a second, then the dispersion reduced by 4%, and the small caliber AA increased. The Duke of York, which is basically just a premium King George V with a smokescreen, it is getting its main battery dispersion reduced even more, and its AA also increased, which that's a huge AA difference. Look at how much AA the Duke of York has versus the King George V. And they're at the same tier and are basically the same ship, so that's kind of weird. The Nelson's getting an AA increase, but honestly not like crazy at that tier. The Monarch's also getting a small caliber AA increase. The Vanguard's getting a small caliber AA increase. The Lion is getting a 1.5 second reload buff, reducing that, and the small caliber AA is getting increased. The Marlborough is getting the small caliber AA increased. The Conqueror is getting a 1 second reload buff, a dispersion buff, and a small caliber AA increase. And both the Thunderer and the Incomparable, or the Incomparable, depending on how you pronounce it, they're both getting AA buffs as well. So yeah, that's about it for this update to the game. I'm really looking forward to something like the Leipzig. I hope they have, I know it's just basically a Nuremberg, but I hope they have an event for it where you can earn it fairly soon. Although, with it being a new ship, I kind of doubt that they're going to have an event where you can just easily earn it. Maybe what they're going to do is they're going to have one where the Leipzig is the easiest ship to earn, and then maybe like the Tokachi and the Borodino, and maybe the maybe the Borodino, the Z35, and the Tokachi will be higher tier options that you could obtain. Anyways, that was a little bit of a shorter video. I just wanted to go over the update with you. I haven't seen much of these changes, really, in-game yet. I've updated this on my phone to that, but I haven't seen much changes, honestly. They said as far as the premium ships go that they're going to add them over time, so we're not going to see them all at once. It'll be a couple months before we see all these ships in the game, but I haven't seen really where the personal challenges are yet, so we'll have to look at that. I didn't really check to see if the new medals were there. Hold on, we can open up the game real quick if we want to. We can go ahead and go in here and check to see if they have those available, because I didn't check the medals really yet. And then obviously all the ship buffs and the module buffs should take effect immediately, I'm thinking, because of that. And I'm trying to think, do I have any of those ships they buff the modules for? No, I don't think I do. Okay, as I was going to check. Okay, as far as medals, let's see. There we go. Okay, yeah, so Fireproof and Close Quarters Expert are both honor medals, which is the easiest medal tier to obtain. The Epic medals is the hardest, and the Elite medals is the middle. So, yeah, so I'm pretty confident that eventually I can probably get the Brawler title, because the Close Quarters Expert one, that thing is pretty easy to obtain. I'd say you can destroy stuff with your secondaries pretty often. And then the Fireproof one is more if you get lucky and get, I can't believe I'm saying this, but if you get lucky and get set on fire and are able to survive. But, you know, in like a tier 10 game where you're against a Smolensk, basically, or something like that. And I think as far as titles, let's see, signals. There should be Unburnable. So there we go, Unburnable and Brawler. So they're both, yeah, green tier titles. They're not like crazy titles, but yeah, those are the new medals. And I don't know where personal challenges are. I don't see it here in the battle modes, because I know there's like campaigns and different stuff like that. Different stuff here you can get from campaigns. But yep, that's it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Just wanted to go over the update with you. I'll try and get you guys a BeamNG video next week. And next week also, I think we'll probably redo the T61 review, which was actually our first ship review on the channel. I might delete the old video and redo the review, because I know I missed a couple of details when I was talking about it and didn't really do it justice, so I might redo that review next week. In fact, tell me down below in the comments, do you think I should redo the DeGrasse review too? Because I did miss a couple points on her history. I forgot to explain everything. I'm probably not going to redo it, because that video already has 33 views or something, thanks to you guys. So I don't really want to delete that many views. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.